Good morning, this is Liz Campbell at Yoga Gym, and today I'm going to do a chair yoga practice. So go ahead and find a kitchen chair. I'm not going to use any other props. And come to the edge of the chair and lengthen the spine. Bring your ears over the shoulders, just shoulders over the hips, and then rock from side to side so you feel your sits bones on the chair. Bring that to a close, press those sits bones down, lengthen again. Knees hip distance apart, ankles right underneath the knees. And just take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Bringing your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. As you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhaling back to the heart. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. From here, let's go to a seated forward fold. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Release the arms and shoulders over the legs. Inhale, flatten the back, press into the feet as you come up. Exhale, hands down the midline. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale down the midline. Keep going. See how slowly you can move and breathe with each movement. One more time like that. The arms come up and over. You swan dive forward, leading with the heart center. Release over the legs. Inhale, sweep back up. Hands down the midline. Bringing your hands to your belly, lengthening the spine, twisting from side to side. And then bring that to a close, lengthen the spine, and go ahead and bring your right hand to the inside of your right knee, your left hand by your left hip, lengthen slowly, take a twist to the left from the navel to the top of the collarbone, finally turning your head to look towards that left shoulder, breathing here, and then coming back to the front, head, shoulder, chest, and belly. Do that 2 more times. Slow, deep twist to the left. Take a few breaths here. And back to the front. And 1 more time. Slow, deep twist. And coming back to the front. Bring your arms down. And as you inhale, lift the arms up and lengthen the front and back of the neck, lifting the face towards the sky. And then exhale, float the arms down. Notice how the shift in posture may change how you feel in your body. Inhale, lift up, look up, and exhale. And once more, inhale. And exhale. Stay tall. Just take a few breaths. And then bring your left hand to your left knee, right hand by your right hip, lengthen, And that slow deep twist to the right, going navel, ribs, chest, shoulder, turning the head, breathing here. And coming back to the front, head, shoulder, chest, and belly. Go 2 more times. Slow deep twist to the right. Always keep the spine long in a twist and never push too hard. So it's more important to notice how the poses feel than to have some sort of idea in your mind of how the pose is supposed to look. And coming back to the front, head, shoulders, chest, and belly. And bring your arms down. And as you inhale, lift up, look up. Exhaling back to front. Do that 2 more times. And once more, inhale and exhale. Now bring your hands to your thighs, lengthen the spine, and as you inhale, go ahead and round forward, coming into a cat stretch. Let the chin drop to the chest, and then press the sits bones, lengthen the spine, open the heart center, coming into the cow. So we're not really interested in a really deep movement here. We're interested in feeling the motor neurons activating one at a time so that the spine moves in this synchronized, coordinated fashion, smoothly and easily. And you want to slow it down and take your time so that if there are any places that are underperforming or places that are overperforming, you sort of balance that out. So each little vertebra does its share of the work, and then come back up to sitting and lengthen. And we're going to go into this holographic way. We're trying to get into the connective tissue, the fascia. The fascia tends to stiffen and tighten as we age, and it is especially interesting that people who have been very athletic in younger years a lot of times have more tightness and stiffness of the fascia. And so this sort of movement is the best way to open it up, to get it more fluid, more mobile, to get some of that stiffness out of an older body. And even young bodies who sit a lot, it gets stiff. So go ahead and bring that to a close and sit up nice and tall. And again, just bring your hands down to the side. Take a few breaths. And as you inhale and exhale here, just notice the breath. Is it smooth and fluid, or is it jagged? And we're just going to stay here and focus on slow, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. And again, we're trying to smooth the breath out. So that rather than jagged or holding the breath or gasping for breath, it's smooth and fluid. And the central nervous system will cue off of that. If you are relaxed and calm and fluid in your breath, then your parasympathetic nervous system will kick in. It knows you're all right, and it will begin secreting hormones of rest and digest rather than fight or flight. Now, bring your right hand out to the side, and as you inhale, just draw that right hand across the knees and up, and exhale down. And then the left arm, inhale and exhale. This is inhale and exhale. And we are just working into the shoulder joint, noticing how that feels. Making that mind-body connection. Go one more time. each arm. And then bring that to a close and bring your hands back to your thighs. This time we're going to slide down, hinging at the hips. Keep the back flat and long and slide back up. Keep going, sliding down and up. And one more time, sliding the hands down, keeping the heart center open. And then come back up and lift your arms up overhead and then bring the hands out to a T. Now rotate the palms of the hands so they face the wall behind you. You're really rotating the shoulders. And then rotate the hands back up. So try to keep the shoulders down and back. Reach through the arms, heart center open as you rotate the palms towards the wall behind you, up towards the ceiling. You're rotating into the shoulder joint. You're rotating the arm bone in the shoulder socket. And another time towards the wall and back up towards the ceiling. Now, bring the arms up. Take that half forward fold as the arms come out to a T. Rotate the palms up. Bring the hands behind you. And then bring the arms back to the T as you sit up. Lift the arms up, and as you exhale, bring the hands down the midline. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, hinge forward, rotating the shoulders, and then sitting back up and down the midline. A few more times like this. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. And exhale one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Down the midline. Bring your hands down. Just take a few breaths. Let the mind follow the breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. And then bring your arms down to the side and just float the right arm up and over and hinge over, stretching into the side, bodies here, and then back. And then inhale, the right arm up and over, and exhale back. So just flowing through this. And the challenge here is keeping the breath smooth and fluid, that you're not holding the breath. As you move from side to side, this is inhale, drawing the navel gently towards the spine. Exhale, hold that belly and release the belly and the breath. Inhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. Exhale. Just moving from side to side. Relaxing into the practice, following the Yoga Sutra, Sthira Sukham Asana, working with relaxed effort. And then coming back to sitting. So the reason we work with relaxed effort in a yoga practice is that yoga is really a practice to soothe the nervous system. It's not cardiovascular exercise. Even the fastest vinyasa practices are not as good cardiovascular exercise as running or riding a bicycle or something like that. So the real power of a yoga practice is this capacity to self-soothe our nervous system so that we don't get, our nervous system doesn't get hijacked by events going on around us. And as we are staying socially isolated, in late March 2020, we're staying socially isolated because of the coronavirus. Sometimes the stressors are actually what we call samskars, or old habits, old ideas or notions that were put into us when we were children, or put into us as we were growing up, and they really aren't serving us very well. So sometimes some of the stress, some of the anxiety that comes from inside us, through a yoga practice, through focusing on the breath, through letting those things come up, digesting them and letting them go away rather than trying to avoid them or numb out, we can overcome some of that anxiety. And it is the human condition to struggle with that. Some people have more difficulty than others, but any kind of mind-body practice, whether it's yoga, meditation, Tai Chi, is helpful in this way. So that's one of the reasons why I love yoga so much. Now, go ahead and scoot yourself back on your chair so you're sitting towards the back of the chair, and then keep your spine long and just press your upper back into the chair support so that you're still sitting up tall, but you're a little more relaxed. It doesn't take quite so much muscle strength. And we're just going to work into our head and neck a little bit. So the first thing I want you to do is move your nose around the face of a clock in clockwise direction. So start little tiny. And this exercise is just to get into the muscles of the head and neck to relax a little bit. So start little tiny circles. This is a great practice if you have migraine headaches. And then you can begin to make the circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. You do not want to do this practice when you have a migraine. You want to practice yoga before you need it. It is a preventative, not a treatment. So you take it before you need it. You practice a little bit every day. So keep moving that nose around that circle, going clockwise. And the next time your chin is on your chest, stay here and breathe. And then go ahead and lift the ears over the shoulders. Notice how that feels. Is there a release? And then we'll move the nose counterclockwise, start little tiny. And then once you check in, you can begin to make the circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And the next time your chin is down on your chest, stay here, let the back of the neck flow and breathe. And then lift the ears back up over the shoulders. Just take a few breaths here. Now go ahead and bring your feet out. Flex the toes up. So your toes, when I say flex, it's really confusing because there's dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. And I mean dorsiflexion. So plantar flexion would be pointing the toes like a ballet dancer. And I want you to flex them, dorsiflex them up toward, so the toes are coming up towards your head, and you feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs, in the muscles we call the hamstrings. And then just bring your hands down to your side, and I just want you to straighten the left leg, reaching through the heel, flexing the foot, and bring it down. And then do the same with the right. And just go from side to side. We are trying to activate the quadricep muscles on the thigh right here. Activating these muscles. And when you activate those muscles and flex the toes up towards the head, you'll feel the hamstrings also stretch. And you're just going from side to side. Now, the next time your right leg comes up, bring your left arm. This is inhale and exhale. And then left leg, right arm, inhale and exhale. So if you just watch the video and mirror me, that's the easiest way to follow along. Inhale and exhale. And if you were in a yoga class at Yoga Gym, that's how the teacher would be leading the class, mirroring what you're doing. And the students would be sitting around in a semicircle. Inhale and exhale. So that the teacher can watch everybody. Go one more time, each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now we're going to go both arms and legs, so flexing the feet, lifting up. This is inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up and exhale. And this time, lift up and we're going to hold. So flex the feet, reach through the heels, reach the arms up, draw the shoulders down, and gently draw the navel towards the spine so that you're engaging that core strength, and then breathe. And on your next exhale, lower back down, bringing your hands to the side. And just tap your feet out like this, like you're running a little race. Run, 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 run. And then bring that to a close and go ahead and scoot yourself back to the edge of the chair. And then bring your right knee out to the side like this, and your left leg is straight. And you're sitting up nice and tall. This is a seated warrior two. So you can see my ankle is right underneath my knee, and my right leg is straight, and again the toes are flexing up towards my head, and I'm reaching through the heels. So it's sort of like a reach this way and pull back that way. And then sit up nice and tall, and we're gonna start with a, so this is kind of a wonky seated Trikonasana or triangle pose. So bring your left hand onto your left thigh, and the spine is long, and you're just gonna slide your hand down towards the ankle. You're gonna lengthen through the side bodies here, lengthen, hinging over, and then slide back up. Now, every time the spine goes off its vertical axis, you want to draw the navel in, hold that as you slide up, and then release the belly. That's your core strength. And it's not a hard hold, it's kind of a gentle engaging and releasing. And the next time you slide down, press the hand into the leg and then bring your arm out to a T so that you're making that Trikonasana or triangle pose sort of shape with your body. Breathe here. You can turn your head to look towards that right thumb. And then go ahead and just lower that right hand and slide back up. Go ahead and bring your feet in, sit up nice and tall here. And I want to neutralize that spine before we move to the other side. So bring your hands to the heart and inhale up. So just lift and lengthen. Notice if one side feels a little bit different from the other. Go 2 more times. So you may or may not notice these things that I'm pointing out for you to notice in your body. And you may notice something different. That doesn't mean you're doing the posture wrong at all. It just means you're in a different place in your body. The one thing that you don't want to feel is pain. And there's a difference between pain and discomfort and being in and using your muscles in a way you've never used them before. And I have not figured out a way for me to know what you're feeling in your body. So you have to kind of notice how it feels for you. And if something does not feel right, it feels wrong, don't do it. Don't do it. Even when you come to classes at the studio, we say, don't do it. And when we see a student back out, then we know they have something going on, and the teachers will make themselves available after class to discuss that with you. If you have questions about what you're feeling in your body in the practice. But it's your body, you know it best, and you want to just listen to it. That's what yoga is really all about. It's the mind-body connection. Now, sitting up nice and tall, with that right hand on the right thigh. Make sure the foot is right under the knee because that's going to support you and protect the knees. And then sliding down, lengthening, sliding down and up. You're just lengthening that spine. And this really activates a big muscle called the iliopsoas muscle that helps us sit up straight. It helps with balance. It's just a big, important muscle. It's very long and flat. And the next time you slide this right hand down, stay here, lengthen, and then float the left arm up. Getting the shape of a trikonasana or triangle pose. You can turn your head to look towards the left hand a little bit. So you don't want to really look and turn your eyeballs. You want your eyeballs straight in your head. So the thumb is sort of visible out of the corner of your eye. Breathing here. And then sliding back up and bringing your feet in and tapping out. Tappity, tap, tap, tap. And now I'm going to do dancing warriors. So again, the left foot is out, the right leg is straight, so the leg position is the same. And you may find that now that this is like the second time you've done this, it might feel just a little bit more comfortable. I hope so. And then bring your arms out like this. So this is a seated warrior 2, and you can turn your head to look towards the fingers on your left hand if you want. Take a few breaths, and now we're going to bring this left arm in. The right arm comes up and over. You lengthen through the side bodies, and then come back to that warrior 2. And then come to a reverse warrior, and back to warrior 2. So the breath is inhale here, draw the navel towards the spine. Hold the belly as you exhale, release the belly, warrior 2. Inhale, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, coming into reverse warrior. Exhale, the belly releases here. Inhale, engage the belly. And exhale. So just allow this to layer in gradually. And if you're just allow it to layer in gradually. So because I can't see you and how you are in your body, it's hard for me to know how much detail to give you about the pose. So if you're newer to the practice, just focus on the arms and going from side to side. And if you're one of our students who's been coming to the studio for a while and you're using these videos to bridge, then really focus on engaging the root lock and the pit of the belly because those students will have that wired up. So come back to reverse warrior and then come to warrior 2 and stay here and just breathe here. Bring the arms down and then help your feet in and tap out. And let's do that on the other side. So that's one of the fabulous things about yoga is that someone who's been practicing for 3 years and someone who's been, who it's their second practice can do the same practice and you'll get different things out of it based on where you are in your body and how you feel in your practice. And everybody gets what they need. It's magic, really. So bring your arms out to the side, lengthen the spine, turn your head to look towards the right fingers and breathe here. And here we go, dancing warrior. So bringing the right arm in, the left arm up and over. This is called side angle pose. And then coming back to warrior 2. And then reverse warrior. So the right arm comes up, the left arm comes down, and back to warrior 2. And side angle. And so you're just moving from side to side. And one more time, reverse warrior. Coming back to your warrior two. Bringing the arms down. Bringing the feet in and tapping out. So instead of Shavasana on the floor today, we're just going to do a short seated meditation. So go ahead and just walk your sits bones back to the back of the chair, lengthen the spine and bring the upper back back. Let your knees be hip distance apart so that the muscles in the legs can relax absolutely. And you can either bring your hands onto your thighs like this, or you can bring them up like this. Or there's a mudra I like where you take the right hand is forward, the left hand is back. You interlace your pointer fingers and just bring your hands right here like this. You can do that. Then I invite you to close your eyes if you feel safe and comfortable doing so. When you're at the studio, I say, I will be the guardian of the room, and we always lock the doors when class is in session. Allow the mind to follow the breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. We will be here in silence for a few moments. So go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move and stretch in any way your body calls you to move and stretch. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra and notice how you feel.